Here we go, the FootyCast live from BackChat Studios. Southern River Band boys there, they're still doing their thing. Shelterfootycast.com.au. Plenty happening in the world of footy as well as the world of shelter. The BackChat Ale is out, Skeeter. I've got to get... Funnily enough, and a lot of people here and on BackChat have got around it, so thank you. If you do want to buy that, shelterbrewing.com.au. But we haven't got you to wrap your lips around a BackChat Ale, Skeeter. You excited?
Yeah, I would prefer to do it not on a 4-degree morning when it's just early in the morning. But I look forward to it on the weekend.
So did you bring your runners?
I've got runners on, but it wasn't specifically for the job that you were looking for me to do. So I've got.
What's the job I'm looking for you to do? You said on Monday that you would do a kick. So
yeah.
Didn't realise. What have you got onto that? You had nothing onto that.
I didn't realise it.
What's the matter? You got
I have some housing issues to attend to, like selling a house.
You're under the pump.
I'm not going to the pub at all. Under the pump.
Do you want to go to the pub? No. Are you under the pump?
A little bit under the pump. Yeah. I mean, Vic, I'm just going to go and film something for an hour.
Film? Oh, this.
No, in general, clearly you're going to put something on if I go and, try and score from around the corner from 20 out.
Oh, you're going to film me, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is an add-on to what I normally do.
Well, what do you have to do? I mean, what are you going to do?
I'm going to help my wife clean the house and basically unpack 25 years of my life.
Far out.
Can
you film that? I'd actually take that over your kick. You cleaning the house. What sort of jobs will you be doing? Like what's
pool area, dropping stuff at Good Sammy's, just basically decluttering 2.5 decades of life.
Are you like mopping and vacuuming?
No. I'm a courier guy. That's my best bit.
Right, just go and do this.
Yeah.
The generator says, "Here's the list. Go and do this."
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what would you be like then? What would you be?
That poor. I'd get some. I'd go straight. I'd just.
No, we've got a removalist to do all that stuff. But I'm saying
cleaning. I'm not getting involved in that. No. What do you know? You are you? Mate, what are you dusting?
So you just refuse to clean?
I'll just get someone. I'll get someone in. Mate, that's a profession. People do that for a job.
No, I understand that, but we're not above sort of at least chipping in. And if you get asked to sweep here or do that, you surely would do that, wouldn't
you? Yeah, I'm just not a big. I'm not a big household chores guy. I'm just not sort of.
So
you are.
So Alex carries the whole load.
Well, I'm just wondering if you are. I don't think you are either.
No, but I do look after the pool area.
Mate, I know what you do. You do the gutters, you sweep the leaves, you do the pool.
I don't do the gutters. Get somebody to do that. That sounds. Imagine me on a ladder.
I thought you did the gutters.
No, what I do is...
Who does the gutters?
Well, we used to get a ladder and then Vic would get up, I'll hold the ladder. And if someone came walking past the house, I'd say, get down. Because then it'd look really bad if the guy is holding the ladder and your wife is up on top getting the leaves out.
You get down. Someone's coming.
Yeah. So I just try and make sure that's because that's a bad look. That's a bad look.
You are just an everyday's man. You're just bloody.
Because it'd be a lot more. See, if I fell, I'm not sure Vic could catch me, but I can catch her if she falls.
I think that Vic would be a better chance of kicking this goal than you would be. Like I genuinely think that. I just don't think you understand how difficult kicking a footy is. I think
I have done it.
I think you might have forgotten. But
the hamstrings are forgotten. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Very good, Skater. Well, I don't know if we're going to get him to kick it, but you did guarantee it on Monday. So we'll be getting through our sponsors as usual. Aspect Accountants, looking after our numbers. As always, if you're a small business owner, make sure you get in touch with Aspect Accountants. They'll look after you. Matt and Ben and the entire team down there will look after you, and they will be bringing us the numbers today on the podcast. You do have a small business, so you've got a side hustle. Go and see Aspect Accountants. They'll sort you out for tax time. I'm doubling up. I was late last year, and now I'm just getting on top of last year's this year. I'm in there all the time at the moment, so make sure you sort them out. And of course, we'll have our guarantees of the week, thanks to Homewise Solar. So Skeet, get thinking. I guarantee that Skeeter will not be doing any household chores, although he seems stressed out about it. Big moments of the round. Let's get into it, Skeeter. Don Pike over here in the West has confirmed West Coast will ask for draft assistance with a priority pick. What say you to that?
That's caused a lot of noise in AFL circles about the management of lists, how long ago they won a premiership. Lots of factors taken into account. Greg Swan, importantly, you can debate it, I can debate it, footy people can have their say, but at the end of the day, guys like Greg Swan are the ones that will give it a tick or a cross. And given his public utterances this week, which have been really enlightening to find out where he thinks the game is heading and where it should head, I think the Eagles are more likely than not to receive some type of assistance. Now, that doesn't mean, as we've seen with North Melbourne over the years, and you've made that point quite patently clear, is if you can get draft assistance, it does not by any means guarantee you any measure of success. It does help you build your list a little bit quicker with, I guess, some higher draft selections potentially. But yeah, it is not the panacea to what the Eagles have done. And that's, let's be honest, that has been an issue from 18 through to now in that period. Now, it might have been more so during COVID, more so with not moving on senior players, a lot of issues, but it's been the Eagles' fault. They're the club, and just as it has been for other clubs, West Coast have to own that they have been their own worst enemies.
But people are crying their eyes out on X. I spoke on Fox Footy last night. They say, well, of course, a West Coast Eagles player wants a priority pick. I couldn't care less if they get a priority pick. I look at the system and I think they should get one because everyone else gets one. But whether they get one or not, Skeeter, if they get one, it could be pick 30 by the time they get there with academy picks and father-sons and every other bloody thing that happens there. It literally could be pick 30. Do you think a pick 30 draft pick is going to do anything for West Coast? Like, it's not going to change a thing. So whether they get one or not, I think people think that they're going to get pick 1, 2 and 3 and they're going to get pick 3. That's not how it works. It'll be end of first round compensation, which right now is in the 30s. I've never seen, there's been late draft picks that have changed footy clubs, definitely. You mentioned Lachie Neale as a
58
late draft pick, right? So, but that's a dime a dozen, and you know a lot would have to go right for a pick 30 to change football club, especially where West Coast at right now. Their list is no good. Adding one extra player to it this year, or they trade it, or whatever, it's really not going to do a lot. I think there's a fair bit of noise about something that really, whether it happens or it doesn't, that's not going to change the fortunes of the West Coast Eagles. But Don Pike did say they're going to ask for one, and I think they'll get it. I don't think they'll be denied, and everyone will be kicking and screaming about it, but I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, North Melbourne are the club, I guess you can reference most easily with regards to the assistance they have had, and they've had high draft picks, and they're still on struggle street, aren't they? Let's be honest. And whether that's a lot of factors involved, and you could lay the blame at there. I guess the issue for North, they haven't been able to, and for their role, they haven't been able to really get any gun free agent across to the club, have they? I mean, you're in Victoria, and you've got the choice of going to Collingwood, the facilities, the support, the connections you have at Collingwood, and the success rate that they have in terms of getting to finals and being competitive compared to North. And it's, you know, the dollars are roughly the same, or they're in the same ballpark. You're always taking a Collingwood or a Geelong, aren't you?
Yeah, well, like St Kilda's in the same basket, and that's where Nazai Wanganeen Miller had the talk this week about, you know, whether he's staying or where he's going. Like, they need to keep St Kilda's in the same basket. Like, you can't have if he's a generational player, you can't have him walk out. You literally can't have it happen. It's not, you cannot make it a possibility. Whatever he wants to stay, you give it to him. Because if he goes, they haven't been able to lure anyone to the club, St Kilda and North Melbourne. North Melbourne, I would say, have been able to keep players at the club. Like, they've kept some of their good players.
Apart from Jason Horne-Francis, who left after a year.
Sure, but like Luke Davies-Uniacke was getting shopped around, stayed. Nick Larkey, same thing, stayed. Even Cam Zerha, there was rumours about him. He's signed on. So they've signed on their players. They just can't get anyone in. And I think you're going to have to do that eventually. I think about Melbourne. Like, they were able to go and get Stephen May, Jake Lever as two guys that probably, you know, definitely helped, if not won them the flag.
Yeah, no doubt. But let's be honest, that the AFL, equity is not really a word that fits comfortably, whether it's the fixturing, whether it's the financials. And we know broadcast has a huge role in it. But if you're saying it's not fair that the Eagles won a flag in 18, why are they asking for it now? Well, you're right. You're 100% right. But by the same token, if you want to play hard and fast by 18 clubs and contributing evenly, it's never going to be the case. The Suns and the Giants still receive a lot of financial assistance from the AFL. The Saints are in the same basket, Western Bulldogs, North Melbourne, and clubs like the Eagles, given the wealth that they have, the distribution obviously assists other AFL clubs. So I understand the noise, and I think you're 100% right. It's not going to change the dynamics of a club in one off season, but this is the world we live in with the AFL. There's nothing that adds up to being fair and square, and that's just the way it is. I do think we need to get a better representation of clubs down the bottom of the table being more competitive against the best. Last weekend, just in brief, outside of that St Kilda Melbourne game, the average margin was around 63 points. I know we're at the back end of the season, but
never been better.
The haves and the have-nots, the difference has never been greater.
Yeah, well, I would agree with that. And one of those sides is Melbourne. So they play the West Coast Eagles this weekend.
They could have a record low crowd at Marvel.
Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Get your guarantee of the week out. I want your line over and under for that crowd. So Melbourne, if you can remember when Adam Simpson was sort of on the chopping block, and can you remember a board meeting happening very late in the piece? And it was put out as, well, it's a scheduled board meeting and it was always happening and blah blah. Remember that? Can you remember that? It was last year.
It seems an eternity.
There was one in particular that, like, literally it was the meeting in which they chopped him. But it was, it was scheduled anyway, and it was, this is routine. And
you're saying what Melbourne did on Monday night?
Melbourne had a board meeting where the football department presented to the directors. It had been planned all year. Bullshit. It's understood significant change is coming at the Demons. Nothing is off the table, is a quote I've got in front of me. You can't tell me that that's just by chance is right there. 4 weeks out from the end of the season. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me that why you would do that, other than they're going horrifically bad. And off the back of a game like that, which is players, execution, yes, but that is a coaching point there. I saw Adam Simpson speak last night around his desires to coach in the AFL. He sounded non-committal. And I'm not going to try and put something into the media that says otherwise. However, I did notice quite clearly that he referenced the fact that there's no jobs available right now.
That's always a sign that you're not closing the door.
I did hear that come out of his mouth, which is fair. Like, you don't want to be saying, I want to coach next year when there's no jobs right now, is there?
No.
But you'd have to say that Melbourne and Carlton, the two sides that West Coast and Freo are playing this week, is that right? Am I making that up?
And I think you shoot from the hip quite a lot. But you did say something last night which I think had a lot of validity. I think
is that the first of the year?
No, you come up with a couple. With this one last, so I think it's quite right. If Melbourne get beaten by the Eagles on the weekend, I don't think Simon Goodwin will be sacked on Monday per se, but I do believe that will be.
Will it be Saturday?
It might be could be Saturday. It'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I think if they lose to the Eagles, then he won't be coaching next year. That's my gut feeling.
If Melbourne lose to West Coast in front of 8,000 people at Marvel Stadium,
yeah,
that's it.
And with the midfield they've got, they're not going to lose. They're clearly, you wouldn't expect them to lose, but you're right. And as for Simo, if you're just not having spoken to him, but being a crystal ball man, you think he'd be involved. If he wanted to be involved as a senior assistant or a head coach, he will get a role next year somewhere.
Yes. If he wants to, I would say he has the credibility, he has the runs on the board, he has the respect, he has a game plan, he's got all that.
Not too many premiership coaches just wandering around aimlessly and young and still with a fair bit of footy ahead of them.
But there is 2 this year plus another 2 that are pretty good ones in Buckley and Ken Hinkley. So for a year of coaches, this is actually a year.
And John Longmire, if he wants to.
So two as in 2 premiership coaches. John Longmire and Adam Simpson.
I thought you said Ken Hinkley. Okay,
and then 2 very good other coaches in Hinkley and Buckley.
And Longmire is waiting in the wings as well.
Yes, so 2 premiership coaches in Simpson and Longmire.
Yes, I know that. You said Longmire, did you? Okay.
Usually it's me who's not listening to you. You are rattled. You're thinking about the mopping still and the dusting.
No. So, yes, there are going to be opportunities, and it's actually not a bad time to be sitting back and looking at your options.
Talking about Craig McRae, talking about coaches. Did you see Craig McRae
courting?
So I just found this really interesting. Like, he was asked, have you spoken and met with Jack Silvani? And he was like, yep, absolutely. Met with him, had a date with him, had a laugh about it. Very open and honest. Said the meeting went really well. Need to catch up again. How's that different to what went on here with Oscar Allen and Sam Mitchell?
Clearly, there's one difference. One is a captain of a club. One has been given 1-year deals or 2-year deals. He hasn't had a lot of long-term security. Yeah. So I think the captain thing is the difference, and that's.
It was interesting though. We haven't seen that before.
But Sam was when he was asked publicly, he was a little bit more reserved about his response. Whereas McRae's just basically said, "Well, yep, that's what we're doing. We're keen to have a chat with him." So is it transparent? Is it being a bit disrespectful? Coming out publicly?
No. This is how it should look. This is how it should look. I think we're getting very close to. This is how it looks. Craig McRae, Andrew McWalter wants Chad Warner at the football club. Right? He's on a 2-year deal. In the last year of his deal, Andrew McWalter basically like makes an appointment and they talk about him coming to West Coast. And Chad Warner can say, no, I don't want to go to West Coast, and they talk about it and see you later. And then people know, and Andrew McQualter's asked about it. He's like, yeah, we've met with Chad Warner, and he's told us no. Or he said, yeah, he's really interested. I think we're getting really close to that. I think how Craig McRae handled it is how it should look and how it will look very shortly. Like, I think we'll start to see coaches open right up, because this is happening across the board. Adam Simpson, when the Oscar Allen stuff was happening, he said that he met with a opposition captain, so if he had any interest in coming home. It's happening. It's just that we don't know about it. And I think, like anything, if you actually know about it and they're open and honest and they just say it's going on, I don't know. I don't have a great deal of an issue with Craig McRae saying that.
An opposition captain who wanted to come home. They were your words.
They were Adam Simpson's words. He came out.
I'm saying, so I'm just trying.
Adam Simpson came out in public and said that it was on radio.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out the player. Sorry, I'm in all seriousness.
Where I landed was Patrick Cripps, because he's a West Australian.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I was trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was him or not. But yeah, Simo came out and said it, and then he was pressed on who it was and he wouldn't say.
I don't actually know that we are. I think you're right. You want to get right into that American style. I'd still, given that we're a fair bit behind the NRL and how they and foot soccer clubs basically say, yep, end of this season he's going across to Liverpool, etc.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we're there yet, wrongly, but I think we've still got a bit of work, because fans get, like, the Carlton supporters are just about in therapy at the moment, thinking Jack Silvani, albeit he's had a really good season in defence. His dad, of course, has now split ties with his club, and of course he's got his grandfather there. So to lose Silvani, not just to any club but to Collingwood,
well, pay him then. Give him a contract.
Well, that's
on them, mate.
Line,
you can't be sooking about it. And like Chad Warner, I think about how he handled it. Remember, he was door stopped at the airport and he just stopped and spoke about it. Said, "I really like Sydney. I'm thinking about coming home because I like my friend." Remember that interview he did? And then he signed, and then no one talks about it again.
No,
that's the way you got to handle it now. Skate,
so how many of these trade stories are actually coming to fruition, do you think? Whether it's Pickett, no.
Gracious,
Warner, no.
Pickett, no.
Well, Pickett didn't come anyway.
No.
Warner,
no.
Maynard, no.
Anyway.
Any of these actually coming to fruition?
Jackson back to Melbourne.
Does that happen?
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
Yet.
So we're basically the media.
Don't worry, I've got some receipts on that one. Don't worry about that.
The media has got and we are in that group, but we're not the ones that actually threw out there. The media's got a few wrong this year, let's be honest.
Sub-rule's gone, by the way. It's absolutely gone. Sub-rule, bye.
Greg Swans indicated that, yeah.
So Five on the bench?
5, yeah. And I think that all coaches, I think, and Dean Cox, the most recent to come out publicly, I think, but I think there's an overwhelming feeling that it is not set up correctly, the sub-rule, and as a result, I think it was done obviously just for concussion initially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now it's become you do your hamstring and then the sub comes on.
I think it'll be interesting to see how that's used. Like, for instance, right, you take the sub out, now you've got a fifth player. Do you just, rotate heavily through the midfield? Like, you just add another midfielder into the mix and then you're spinning your wheels quickly? Or do you play a Nat Fyfe on restricted minutes and you treat him almost like a sub and he plays 10 minutes a quarter or something? It will be interesting to see how that's used.
Yeah, and there's...
Do you play another tall? Do you play another extra tall and try to win that way?
The rotations don't change, do they?
What do you mean?
Well, the rotation numbers won't be allowed. I don't think they'll change the rotation numbers. No. They're obviously trying to make sure that the speed of the game is at the level they want.
So if they don't change rotation numbers, it means some people will be playing some really low minutes. Because if you've got the same rotation and extra player, someone's going to spit out a 50-minute game, 40-minute game.
Yeah, and maybe that's where the Nat Fyfe scenario kicks in.
It would be Andrew Gaff winding back the clock. He should just come on and have like 20 touches in the last quarter and spin his wheels, be running around on the outside, just boundary line flying around. Okay, Skater, let's get into the games. Just remember we've got the Homewise Solar guarantee of the week, so keep that in the back of your mind, Skeet. Melbourne v West Coast, MCG, Saturday, 11:20 a.m.
That shows you how much I know. I thought it was Marvel, but there you go. It's the MCG.
It's at Marvel.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Isaac, there's one strike to you, mate. It's at Marvel, because I had this discussion with a big Melbourne fan, Adrian, at the Debrief podcast, which is the Melbourne official fan podcast. And I couldn't believe when he said it was at Marvel. I didn't even know Melbourne played at Marvel. They played there last week.
Sunday.
Yeah, they played there last week.
That was a St Kilda home game, to be fair.
Right.
So this is a Melbourne home game. So
I didn't know they did that.
I think, look, and you know what? To save embarrassment for all concerned, a 100,000 seat stadium with 11,000 people there, it'd be like a Sheffield Shield match.
Like, So there's a big number of MCC members. So MCC membership is to the MCC. It's not the Melbourne Footy Club membership. Like there's Melbourne Footy Club members.
So as an MCC member, you can go to anything that happens at the ground.
Yeah, correct. But that doesn't transfer to Marvel. So I've got grave fears that this crowd, Skeeter, could just be...
You're saying to take some of my material now, eh?
This could be one of the worst of the year, and it's going to be in Melbourne at Marvel.
Yeah.
Like we've seen some bad ones at Ballarat and wherever else they hold them, but this is at Marvel. This could be like COVID. Like this could be like an empty stadium. You see someone in the back. It's like, yeah, good job.
Maxie Gorn having to jump the fence to get his own footy.
Mate, it takes me back to Melbourne West Coast here. I remember the first game here of the COVID year, and they played and they cleared the stadium.
I remember it well.
I was first emergency for that game, shock. And there was only 3 emergencies in the box. It was me, I think Nathan Vardy, and someone else. I spent 3 quarters because I was pissed off I wasn't playing. I was like, this is stupid. So I targeted James Harms for the entire game, and so there was not one person in the stadium. So I was just screaming out, Harmsy, Harmsy, oh no, Harmsy, right for 3 quarters.
Any reason that you targeted him?
Oh, I just never liked playing on him. It pissed me off as a player, so I just targeted him. Yeah. Okay. Is that right?
I was just asking one player, why specifically?
Oh, because it's funnier if you do one player. Like if you're just bagging Melbourne in general, it's not. But if you target one, I was really trying to get under his skin. Anyway, West Coast won. But towards the end of the last quarter, Tom Hickey had not had a touch in the entire game.
And in Jack Williams territory a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but at least Jack got subbed off at the start of the third. This was 5 minutes to go in the game. Wow. And we're screaming out because they can hear us. It's like, boys, get Reggie a kick, get him a kick. Anyway, he jumped up into the ruck with 5 minutes to go and took it out of the ruck centre bounce and just threw it on his boot to get a touch. And he ran through the middle of the ground celebrating. This is an AFL game, celebrating a kick. It was unbelievable. Anyway, that'll be the most exciting stuff you've heard about Melbourne and West Coast this week, I think. Harley Reid out for the season. Tom Gross, 23 touches, 5 clearances, 2 goals in the waffle on the weekend, a likely replacement, although I'd like to see Luca Grego just get a little lick in there as well.
Yeah, of the two of them at the weekend, it was clearly Gross was
Jack Graham will be back this weekend.
Is that 4 weeks done, is it?
Is it either this weekend or next weekend?
I thought it might have been one more, but I might be wrong.
Okay. Tony can have a little look at that for us, I reckon. When these sides met earlier this year, Max Gawn had 35 disposals, 22 contested, 9 clearances, 47 hit-outs and a goal. Do you reckon they can stop him this week?
This game could go either way because Melbourne, given what happened on Sunday, it could be, okay, this is a character match where we show that we've learnt from our mistakes and we're behind Simon Goodwin. Conversely, the complete bottom of the club could fall out and they have just found 0 left in their tank for this year. So, yeah, I'm interested in a macabre way, just watching how this plays out. We know the Eagles missing Harley. It's hard to see them winning a game. In fact, they won't be winning a game between now and the end of the year, in my opinion. But if they can be competitive against Melbourne, I think the line's 40 points. So 7 goals is what they expect Melbourne to win by.
Yes. So Aspect Accountants bringing us the numbers this year, Skeeter. West Coast have lost around the ground clearances by 12 per game, ranked last in the AFL, and they've just lost their best clearance player in Harley Reid. This could be an almighty bloodbath in the middle of the ground, unless they come with some sort of strategy to curtail that. Because you can't roll in against Gawn, Petrarca, Oliver, Viney, with a depleted midfield. Sometimes I think sides try to, pick the lights out of it. If you just said basically to your midfielders, go one-on-one with these blokes and don't get beaten, you're not going to get picked apart like you would if you're trying to run normal plays through there. I don't think you can roll into this game trying to run your normal midfield plays. You're going to be more defensive.
Can you try and I know you don't want the boy to go into the midfield, but can you give him, this is an occasion. Harley's gone, they're no go, can you give him, this is a match, we've had a look at him early, but he's one guy
What do you gain, though, by doing that?
Well, just to see what he's learned. We know what he can do defensively. But of those outside of our thought process, who comes into that midfield? We know Gross has been mentioned, but
I think Jack Hutchinson will get some more minutes in there. I think they like how hard he is at it.
Yeah,
I know that's not going to fix anything, but they don't have any other, maybe Ruben Jimby.
I don't know. I'm just trying to add a layer of what, because you're right, through the middle, and whether Ruben can either play on one of the guns or get some of the footy himself, I don't know. But it's a hard one to sell if you're an Eagles supporter to win this against a Melbourne team who are terrible.
You don't actually give, like, we don't give West Coast a chance to win this, do we?
You can't. I can't tip them. I won't be tipping them again this year.
No, well, of course you wouldn't be.
Well, you did 2 weeks ago. In fact, you did last weekend.
I did last weekend. Look, people have been coming at me for the guarantee of the week. Oh, people are crying their eyes out. It's like, oh, how could you pick West Coast? If I sat here and picked Freo in an unlosable derby, you imagine how boring this would be. Like, I know that, you know, people are coming to me for expert opinion, but honestly, you've got to give some entertainment value of some description, don't you?
You've also got to be realistic, though, don't you? Put it in the world of just possibilities, and that was going to be a bit of a hard sell.
Okay. Maybe I can't guarantee West Coast win another game for the rest of the year, but I can guarantee you Homewise Solar save you money. Maybe I can do that.
Very nice.
Thank you, Skeeter. Who are you picking?
Melbourne.
Yeah. No, we're picking Melbourne. Tickets are on sale for Australia's best beer festival, Froth Town. Make sure you get some tickets there. Froth has taken the crown as Australia's biggest and best beer fest, and you can get in on the action this 22nd and 23rd of August. I've had an idea. I think we take goalposts down there and we have kicking for goal competitions with Skeeter. We get you with the footy, and if you can take on Skeeter, because he's such a brilliant kick at goal, if you can kick a goal and Skeeter can't, you get a beer. That's my idea so far, Skate. I'll be down there, so will Skate.
When's this?
This is the 22nd and 23rd of August, Skeeter.
Check your local guides. I'm not sure where I'll be, but I'll do my best.
Head to froth.town for tickets. They'll be gone if you don't get them. Fremantle versus Carlton at Optus Stadium Sunday, 3:10 p.m. Strange operation and time there. 3:10 game on a Sunday.
Had a few of those this year.
Okay. Charlie Curnow's 150th. You know, I don't know what time games are played. How would you even know? What's the weather going to be like?
Well, not great on Saturday, and Sunday a few showers. So I reckon this could be a low-scoring affair.
I'm not on the boundary this week. I'm upstairs, so I'm happy with that. Charlie Curnow's 150th, 2 Colemans and 2 Australians to his name within those 150. He's been a pretty good bloody player. Over 150 games, Charlie Curnow.
Yeah, and if you're looking at players to move on from Carlton next year or explore, you know, any trade, he's one guy. I think Harry Mackay, I think's one probably that you'd take a look at in terms of at the end of the season. But Charlie's a bit of the 150. Carlton supporters, him and Cripper, I think are two you just don't want to let go of.
I'm just wondering if I should roll my guarantee out here or not. Look, and make sure this is in the social edit. I think I guarantee. And this isn't what Charlie wants to do or whatever. I guarantee Carlton trade Charlie Curnow to Gold Coast at the end of this year. I think it would be stupid for them not to. Where their club's at right now, they've fallen so far away from contending. You'd get an absolute bomb package for Charlie Curnow. It'd be one of the biggest deals you could make. Like Charlie Curnow to Gold Coast instantly makes that side, that forward line, undefeatable, basically.
Do they need him?
King Curnow. I'm pretty sure you'd take him.
But King, they've already got King. They've got Walters, young forward. They haven't instigated this. I'll give you another guarantee.
Wait, before I'm done. I've heard some murmurs around a Gold Coast forward maybe looking to maybe move to somewhere else that isn't the Gold Coast Suns. Might even be the West Coast Eagles. But I guarantee, my guarantee of the week is not Charlie goes to Gold Coast. My guarantee of the week, thanks to Homewise Solar, is that Carlton trade Charlie. I think they should. You don't think they should trade him?
No. You want an answer? I'll give you an answer. No. I think he's big, powerful, very good forwards.
Yeah.
Like he is.
Yeah.
You've got Harry Mackay. I'm happy to do.
No, they're done, mate. Reset the whole thing. Reset it. They can't compete.
I'm not blowing up the joint for the sake of the bloke that's essentially one of the only bright lights at their footy club for the next 5 years.
All right. Do you want to know who the West Coast player is?
Oh, if you can tell me now or offline.
Carlton have won 7 of the last 8 times against Freo, thanks to Aspect Accountants.
Yeah.
3 of the last 4 at Optus Stadium.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got a pretty good record there. We've seen some pretty good games here from them. Alex Pearce and Corey Wagner will both be a test this week. Be interesting to see if Alex Pearce plays, given the man we just spoke about with Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay. They could do with someone to play on one of those.
Not sure what Alex Pearce, what's wrong with him specifically.
I think it's bone stress, which, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. And when that's the case, it's a bit of a lottery as to when it's all good, because it's not like a hamstring tear or a bone crack or a injury that you can really monitor. It's one that you have to keep scanning, and it's based on pain and how it feels. And sometimes it just keeps being sore.
Yeah. And the other question, Nat Fyfe, I don't think he'll play AFL this week. I think he'll be at Revo Fitness, Claremont and Peel.
There's no way he plays AFL.
No. I'm saying I'm pretty sure he'll be at Peel at the weekend, playing some footy, getting some minutes in. It's going to be a bit of a slog on Saturday.
So does he play AFL again this year?
Not unless they have injuries and requirements. I mean, they were fortunate when he was used as a sub that they didn't have to pull the trigger early, because whether he can get through a full 4 quarters, I think is still a question. But I don't subscribe to the theory he should just hang up the boots now. I think keep playing, training, playing, and having yourself available, because look, if they go deep into September, of which there's still a real possibility, why not have a guy of his ilk waiting in the wings? Whether he plays or not, whether he's requirement or surplus, isn't it better to have the luxury of him being available as opposed to sitting in the stands?
Yeah, and the only thing I think that's going to be an issue for him is there 3 or 4 weeks left in the waffle season. There's 4 weeks left in the AFL.
Yeah, that is the issue, because Peel's not playing finals.
No.
And that means that he's not going to get... Now, I don't know how this plays out. I don't know if he can play any other level or any other footy in that period to keep himself going. That's the big problem for the Thunder, obviously, not playing finals, but also for the Dockers.
There's 4 rounds left. Peel play Claremont, Perth, big game, Subi, and they play Swan Districts in the last. So, same as the AFL season. Once that ends, though...
Straight to finals.
Yeah, so they're not playing finals. So all I'm saying is, this week will be limited minutes, right? So you can't play after that. You need to play a full game. And I think they'll need to see him play a full game to even be considered for selection. So I reckon he's got half a game now, 3/4 of a game next week, full game the following, in the third, and he has to be in the best to be considered, and maybe they're winning and he doesn't get picked. Then he's probably going to have to go and be best on ground to force his way into the side. So I think that time's up against him, but I'm with you. I don't think he should hang up the boots. The reason Michael Walters did that is because he can't walk. He was in here last week.
He's got surgery coming up. He's still got to wear a brace on his knee, so he knows he's cooked. So there's a difference there. Fife's body, I don't think, is up to it. But you're right. Look, Matt Johnson's injury, I'm not sure the length of that, but if he's fit, Erasmus is fit, and Fife is fit, who are you choosing? To play.
So Johnson, Erasmus,
Fife, and obviously the rest of your mids are right to go.
Erasmus.
You're probably not going to play Nat, are you?
And Erasmus, Johnson, then Fife. I've been impressed with Erasmus. I've liked the way he goes about it. Anyway, a couple of stats thanks to Aspect Accountants. Freo have won their last 6 games at Optus Stadium. Never done that in their history. Sure they might have done it soon.
I reckon that period during the middle of the... So, they had a month at home, and they had they get 3 weeks here, I think. Makes a big difference.
They haven't conceded over 100 points in its last 20 matches at Optus Stadium. They haven't let a side score over 100, which is good. Blues haven't been able to score this year. So everything's trending in the right way for the Dockers. I don't know if Dockers fans out there feel like this is a game they can drop. I really feel like it's not. I don't think Carlton can win this game. The only way Carlton could win is if Charlie Curnow got off the chain and their midfield got a hold of Freo's.
In the conditions which are going to be, in a contested style, which might suit them. Yeah, I'm a bit with you. I called their game against Hawthorn. They were thereabouts. They were better than they have been, but no. I mean, you go on what you've seen in the last month, Fremantle at home, providing they're switched on, which I think we saw last week in the Derby that they did pretty well to win that game against Collingwood, come back, get the job done by 8 goals, and the maturity levels, I think, are pretty obvious to see. So Fremantle to win. Hey,
if you're not doing anything Saturdays... Oh, who are we picking?
Fremantle to win, as I just said, yeah.
All right, sorry. Freo to win. Haven't given you a guarantee yet. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, if you're not doing anything Saturday, we will be at the Gate, then the Wembley, then the Leadville Hotel. We've got a BackChat bus going on, releasing the BackChat Ale. We'll have BackChat Ales on the bus all day. We'll be watching the footy. So the 2 o'clock game, I reckon we'll watch Sydney Essendon. Gold Coast Richmond's a bit pooperama. But then we'll be going into Collingwood versus Brisbane. So if you're not watching that game, you want to join us at the Wembley, you want to join us at the Leadville Hotel, you want free beers, well, not free if you pay $50, but I guess it is. You can jump onto our socials, jump onto shelterbrewing.com.au, jump onto BackChatStudios.com.au, get your tickets on the BackChat bus. That'll be the BackChat Ale, Chris Maston, myself, driving it around town, having some fun, having some beers, watching the footy. Still a couple of tickets left on that one. Okay, Skeeter, let's get into the rest of the games. Western Bulldogs versus GWS. About bloody time we had a good Thursday night game, Skeet. Tell you what, this is going to be an absolute ripper. The Dogs have beaten the Giants eight of their last 9 times by an average of 25 points. They have absolutely got the wood over the Giants. And the one top 8 side the Dogs have beaten this year, the GWS Giants.
And the Giants are a good time to get them. No Kelly, no Green, no Buckley.
Yes.
There's 3 of your probably top 6 players roughly in that category. So, yeah, there's a bit to play out here. The concern still for the Dogs for me is their defence and how they are able to limit sides, who's going to support who's the second ruck for them. Talk that Rory Lobb might end up going and doing a bit of work in there. I think Jed Busling is in the squad.
Yep.
I think.
Yep, saw that.
So, yeah, they're looking at trying to shore up their defence a bit. They play Marvel well. Giants, super impressive after half-time, not super impressive before half-time against the Swans. I know you're still bullish on them, but, yeah, it's a real test for them with those 3.
The Bulldogs don't really tag at all. Like Matt Kennedy used to do it at Carlton, but he certainly doesn't do it at Bulldogs anymore. Finn Callahan's the issue. Like, he was the reason that GWS turned around. He just went to a new level, and I don't think he can be tagged. I think he's even better than Nick Dacos in terms of non-taggability. He's taller and bigger and stronger, and I think he runs a little faster. But in saying that, I think there's some big issues with no Green, no Kelly, and I think the biggest out is Jack Buckley. It says here he's done both calves. You seen that anywhere? Do both. That's pretty stiff.
I was running a Jan Juck one day against a mate, just a little sprint, said, I'll test you, and he was 10 years younger than me. I did one hamstring after about 5 strides, and then the second one after about 3 more strides. So double hamstring job.
Do you know that's my surf club, Jan Juck? Did you know that?
No. Well, of course I didn't know that. But yeah, it's a great spot. Beautiful.
What are you doing at Jan Juck? That's so random.
Yeah, no, I just went down there and I got a couple of friends in Melbourne. We went down there and just looked on the beach and I said, hey, whippersnipper, let's have a bit of a run. And then I did both hamstrings and walked around Melbourne.
Did they carry you off the beach?
No, I don't know.
It's pretty tough. Yeah, it's a tough area to go.
So I'm walking around Melbourne. My wife said, let's go shopping. And I'm like,
when was this?
Oh, this is going back 15 years ago. But you know, when you've got one hamstring, you can sort of walk 2 hamstrings.
Were you in a wheelchair?
Wheelchair almost. I was like Little Britain. Very embarrassing.
Little Britain, so Skeet's getting wheeled around the wheelchair and Victoria's doing her shopping and then the camera cuts away and you see the TAB in the background and Skeet is sprinting towards it. Hasn't done yabbies anymore. Ah, very good. That we could recreate that very easily. That'd be a good ad. All right, nice. We're off track here. Lika Lear will be back in for Buckley. Harvey Thomas and Harry Roaston also. That's not, Kelly and Green, Harvey Thomas and Harry Roaston.
Rouston's not exactly, yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's Rouston.
Yeah, that's okay.
Roaston would be better. It's R-O-W, isn't that Road?
But
can be Rouston.
I think it's Rouston. But yeah, but no,
I'm sure I'm not questioning you. The Bulldogs, okay.
This is only Thursday night we've got to, is it?
Yeah. Okay. We'll whip through them, don't worry. The Bulldogs have won 6 games by at least 70 points this season. Only Collingwood in 2011, Geelong 1992 have won more than that margin after 19 games played. Both of those sides lost the grand final.
Yeah, and I have to say, I don't know the teams they played against, but if you're looking at Essendon, who they've beaten up twice, I think, yes. They've had some soft kills against very ordinary sides, but yeah, if you want to draw a stats sort of comparison, then that's not a bad guide. Who are we picking?
I'm
picking the Bulldogs just by virtue of the venue and the importance of Toby, whose interactions during the week with Papley were funny, humorous, great for the game. They both had a laugh, and may it continue.
So you think GWS will win? I didn't listen.
I'm picking the Bulldogs by virtue of the venue, the outs for Giants, but I was really
What?
I found it very humorous the interaction between Green and.
So you
Patrick
repeated yourself.
over the
Okay,
weekend.
great. Okay,
that's twice.
Well, why'd you add that to the tip? I don't understand.
Because it was something that's outside of talking footy, and I thought it was really good.
Okay, great. I picked the Bulldogs.
No, you haven't. You picked the Giants.
I have,
last night.
yeah. I think I've picked the Giants. I was just looking at that. I've picked the Giants.
Yeah. No, stick to your guns. No, you're probably going to be right.
Isaac Cumming will return for Adelaide versus Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. He's back for his 100th game in this one. This is Friday night. So we've gone Thursday night, Friday night, ball
Both
terrors.
good.
Yep. Rippers. Josh Worrell's 50th game. He's
Frankie
playing,
boy.
Yeah, he's playing bloody well. Both these sides met only 7 weeks ago in Launceston, if you remember, Skeet.
Oh, yeah, it was a low-scoring affair.
The wind and the rain was going horizontal.
And Adelaide should have really won that game.
Hawks won 47-44.
Yeah, that's grim viewing. But yeah, tough conditions. Michael Annie's missing, I believe.
Yes, he's out for a month with a hamstring.
That's significant because
Yep,
he's
good
talk
player.
about the defence of the Crows, which has been outstanding all year. We know their attack's brilliant. No, just Sam Mitchell better than I. Just look, they're not playing super footy at the moment, but is this the opportunity they get? Because realistically, they're the side that could miss if they can't get results against top 8 sides in the last month of the season.
Yeah, so Thursday night's game's huge for that. Like, whoever wins that, there'll be a big difference. And then Friday night is huge for that Adelaide Hawthorn as well. Like, the flip with that, especially for Hawthorn, not so much Adelaide,
Yeah.
but if Hawthorn can win, or whoever wins Giants Bulldogs, it goes a long way to helping them play finals. They're big swing games for them. Hawthorn have got Collingwood next week as well, so they got 2 in a row. Yeah, this is going to be a ripper, I think. Hawthorn will know exactly what's on the line here. They'll come steaming in. Mabior Chol is expected fit after a groin injury. Does he return?
How does he return though? Unless Dia, Lewis,
They'd have to drop one of those, and I don't think they will do that.
No, but it's a good problem to have, but. Yeah, it's. I mean, Jack Ginnivan suggested on radio after the match last week that they could play the 4 of them. Don't think that's happening, but they have got so much talent, some of those young forwards, and Marbia has done a really good job, and unfortunately he might get squeezed at the back end of the season.
I'll pick Hawthorn.
I'll pick Adelaide just because they're playing better footy.
Okay, Gold Coast v Richmond, People's First Stadium, Saturday afternoon. This will be after the West Coast game, I'm assuming. Yes, West Coast early day. Yeah,
Yeah, not yet.
Look, there's a couple of games this weekend where it's just going to be a bloodbath. I think this is one of them. Tigers beat the Suns earlier this year at Marvel Stadium. What?
Yeah, they did.
Did that happen?
Is that right?
If the Suns won that, they will be equal 4th with the extra game versus Essendon in hand and could be looking for a number 1 spot. It happened. What the
I'm just trying to remember the game. It's all a bit of a blur. But yeah.
It was the one. It was kind of even, and then the last quarter, I think Richmond come over the top big.
Anyway, that seems a long time ago. Richmond, they had a competitive spell, 3 wins in a row, including smashing the Eagles over here, but a bit of a reality check against Collingwood. Although they got within 6 goals. So, look, they're tracking along okay. I think Adam Uzak, what have they won, 5 this year?
Yeah.
That's pretty reasonable. I think, considering most of us had them down for 1 or 2 at best, I think they've done a very good job. But the Suns, you're right, they've the belief they've got after that win over the Lions would be extraordinary. Also, after that win over Collingwood, they took a hit against the Crows, but yeah, they're playing finals, and now they can start to really press the go button on finishing with a good percentage win here, and then yeah, it must be such a nice feeling at the club that's been through so many poor times to be now thinking about September.
We pick the Suns. We move on to Sydney Essendon at the SCG, which is another one which really I don't have a lot of interest in, to be honest. Errol Goulden's 100th game. Essendon have won once at the SCG since.
The prelim final?
No, 2009.
Yeah. I thought it might have been the prelim final. Remember the prelim final and Plugger kicked
in 96, was it? In 96? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, the 1 pointer when he kicked, I thought, gee, that's the only game I could think of.
That would be good if it was that long. No, I mean, it's still a decent time between doing 16 years. Hayden McLean and Joel Hamling will be out for the Swans through injury. Essendon got their 14th debutant of the year. Jaden Newen will become the 14th debutant this season for Essendon. And Jaden, no disrespect to you, mate, but, 14th debutant of the year. They're basically playing a VFL side here.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And
good luck to young man. But that's a significant number of debutants.
Well, Brad 14. Scott. What can they get with him? What's a respectable loss? 60.
Oh, but mate, Sydney.
Sydney's
not like Sydney and the Gold Coast.
Q in the rack as well. For Sydney, they can't make the final. So maybe
Tell us a bit about Jaden Ewan, maybe.
I've always thought he had a bit of promise. Good luck to the young man.
Yeah, correct. Look, in the last month, Sydney have averaged 46.8 points from clearances, ranked number 1. Meanwhile, Essendon are dead last. So maybe they'll just smoke them. I don't have a lot of interest in the game, to be honest.
No, nor I. Sydney.
Collingwood v Brisbane, MCG, Saturday night. Collingwood have beaten Brisbane the last 4 times, including the 2023 grand final. So they have a little bit of history here, of course. Been 2 of the best sides over the last significant period of time. The Pies beat the Lions by 52 points earlier this year in Brisbane. Do you see Brisbane being able to mount a challenge at the MCG?
Yeah, well, their form away from home has been pretty good this year, really. And take outside the match last week against the Suns down the road. Their form has been good, but I've just got these question marks over Brisbane, over whether they are playing. This time last year, they were starting to really hum.
Yep.
And even though their ladder position is better, they're in danger if they drop a match like this to fall outside the top 4.
Yes.
And I think Nick Dacos continues to firm as a Brownlow favourite.
Bobby Hill's back in the side. Back. Kai Loman and Kitty Coleman have had further setbacks, so they won't be done. They're done for the year, I believe.
Jordan De Goey still.
What is going on there?
With him, yeah.
What is happening there?
Well, I know he's having a baby. That's coming up. I saw that during the week. Just giving you some outside news.
Were you
no,
I just find that.
Or just browsing. I was on the Herald Sun and it came up and said De Goey surprise.
Well, you might have been browsing because he did like a reveal, not a gender reveal, but a baby reveal.
On what, Insta?
Yeah, I thought you might.
No, mine was the Herald Sun, old school, just jumped.
Do you still read like women's weeklies or new ideas?
No, I don't.
Oh, you got a bit of that in you though. A little bit of a flick through the celebs.
No,
have you ever read one?
What, the woman's name? You dickhead.
Have you ever read one?
Have I ever read one? No. Maybe on a plane, there's no Wi-Fi. I said, Vic, give me this. And it's like,
did you enjoy it?
No, I don't enjoy it.
Why not?
I enjoy talking.
What have you got against the women's day?
Anyway, can we get back to Brisbane and Collingwood? Brisbane. They were terrible last weekend. So, Collingwood for me. I think they're just starting to build. They've had a couple of weeks. They're a bit flat against the Gold Coast. They've beaten a couple of weeks in a row by a total of 7 points. I mentioned the ins for them. The Lions, their ruck is an issue. I think McInerney's still a bit sore. So, I don't know.
There's some issues, don't they? Like, they're not a big chance, but they can miss finals, Brisbane. If it doesn't go well from the next 4 weeks. Would that be outrageous to say?
I think probably outrageous to miss the finals because I think they've still got matches at home they should be winning.
Well, for whatever reason, it's not showing me. I don't know what they're doing.
But Brisbane's form is a little bit of a concern, to be honest. There hasn't been that ruthless edge that we've seen over the past 12 months ago. But, it's so hard to win back-to-back. They've had a few injuries. And, I'm picking Collingwood on the basis of they're very tough to beat at the MCG.
Oh, so am I. And what a great game we're leading into there. Sunday afternoon, St Kilda, North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Wow. Wowee.
Well, the only question here, the only interest really is Desire Wanganeen-Miller and what sort of numbers he can rack up.
What a shit game.
Can I just say, forget the game.
One of the worst, I reckon.
But just quickly, the Desire Wanganeen-Miller is a very good player. We both agree.
Yes.
There is talk that he could be almost the next second coming, the next greatest of all-time player. Now, he's having a nice period of footy, correct?
Yes.
Is it being slightly overcooked that he's going to be the greatest player of all time? Of St Kilda. He could be the greatest Saint of all time, which is a fairly big statement.
Desire Wanganeen-Miller is the second youngest player ever to have 34-plus disposals and 4-plus goals in a game. Second to Harley Bennell. He reached those numbers in 2012. Harley Bennell had a fair bit of hype as well.
No, that is my point.
Yeah.
I'm not discounting how good this bloke is, but I'm just saying.
Sounds like you are.
It sounds like there's a fair, obviously in Victoria, it was almost like he is the greatest player that's ever set foot on a ground, and he's a very good player. But wow, it's interesting sitting back and listening to the noise.
So can we go long on this one? So homewisesolar.com.au for all your solar needs. Solar battery systems are going out the door at the moment. There's government rebates on those and you get them sorted. Could you go long on a guarantee? Can you guarantee me something about Desire Wanganeen-Miller? Like you guarantee that
I guarantee you that he won't win a Brownlow medal.
Ever.
Well, you want a bold guarantee.
Yeah. Right. So you don't rate him.
That's not bold.
Yeah, that's bold.
Considering he's rated as the greatest saint of all time in his third or fourth year.
So I look forward to Steve and the team at Homewise Solar being with us for the next 20 years to hold you up to that guarantee. Thanks, Steve. We love your continued support, mate. I'll send through the invoice next
If he wins it this year, I'm not coming back on the...
You guarantee you won't be sitting there if he wins it this year. He's not winning it this year. No. I mean, no one can catch Nick Dacos.
Exactly. Nick Dacos' year has been enormous.
I'll take you on. I reckon if he stays at St Kilda, I reckon he can win at Brownlow. He'll be the best player there for the next 10 years.
It's easy to say he can win one. Of course it is.
No, it's not.
Of course it is.
There's one winner every year.
Have you heard the hype about him this week? He's better than Daryl Bulldog. He's better than Nick Revolt.
Daryl Bulldog. Who is that? Tony, who is that? Who is that?
I know you don't like history, but Daryl Bulldog was a very famous St Kilda player. Very good player.
What year did he play?
Before I was born.
Right.
Really.
What year?
In the 60s, 50s, all that area.
I thought you were born in the 60s.
I was born in 70, thank you very much. When are we finishing this up?
North Melbourne was outscored 99-9 across the second and third quarters last week. The minus 90 differential is the worst over 2 quarters since when Daryl Bulldog was playing 1985. Mate,
Daryl Bulldog wasn't playing.
40, I know, mate. I was just a joke. 40 years ago. Yeah. 40-year record North Melbourne's done. We picked St Kilda, yes? No,
we're picking St Kilda. And after I've said that, Wangan and Miller will probably win the next 3 Brownlows after
I can't wait. Well, we might not be able to guarantee he's not going to win a Brownlow, but we can guarantee that Homewise Solar is going to save you money.
You should do actually TV ads on that basis because it sounds so authentic.
Yeah, there you go, Steve. He loves our guarantees, by the way. He pissed himself at me saying West Coast we're going to win the Derby. Well, that's it, mate. Maybe our guarantees aren't right, but I can guarantee you Homewise Solar save you money. Go on and get in touch with them. They'll save you money. I can guarantee it. Geelong v Port Adelaide, GMHBA Stadium, Sunday Arvo. This is the last one to wrap up the weekend, Skeeto, once we get over here to Perth for the Freo game. The Cats beat Port Adelaide by 76 points earlier this year at Adelaide Oval, let alone at home at GMHBA. I think we've got to be on Jeremy Cameron watch here. Well, he kicked 7 last time at Port.
Well, that's my guarantee for the week. That's why I was just saving a bit.
What is it?
That he'll kick.
Go on, give us a proper one. Go on. We'll have to clip all this up later.
Jeremy Cameron, my guarantee of the week, will kick 8 goals.
8?
Yes, 8's a lot.
Yeah, I know it is.
So that's asking a fair bit. If he kicks his 8, then we're starting to think about the century. You don't think they'll start looking for him, maybe not this week, but if he's into the 90s, there'll be a conscious feeling at the club, I would have thought.
Yes, okay. I hope that he does kick 8 goals. Might have a little bit of investment there to win the Coleman. I mean, the 11 goals last week.
Yeah, he's won the Coleman. You're home.
Well, he hasn't won. Hang on.
He has won.
You tell me not to do that to you. Hang on.
But how much did you lead the Coleman by?
A lot, but mate, I've seen you back horses that are winning by a lot, and you crack the shits. Right? I've seen you on bloody overs and unders and total wicket takers in cricket, and me say, "Oh mate, it's all over." No worries, they'll make the run.
How much he leads by 15 goals?
Don't do that. No, you know the rules.
No, I know that, but it'd be very tough to see him not winning. In fact, I'm going to have a look at the market right now, just for your benefit.
Miles Bergman is out for the season, having an arthroscopy. What?
Arthroscopic surgery.
Okay, fucking Dr. Mark. Fucking tell me what he's doing, you idiot. What did I say? Arthroscopy. Clean out his shoulder. Yeah, far out. The power averages. How you going with your markets? I'm just flicking around there, flicking through your bets you've put on. Power averages 33 points in second halves this season. Thanks, Aspect.
So, Jeremy Cameron is $1.005. Aaron Norton's $501.
He's the second favourite.
He's second favourite.
How much is he up by?
I don't know, but he's clearly. And I said you're home. I didn't do that as trying to mock you. That is, and that is just it's done.
Or at one stage, may or may not when I invested $7. Who was that?
Congratulations.
Who are you picking?
Who's playing? Geelong.
for Adelaide.
Geelong and the margin. Give me a margin. I'll go 67.
Can you give me the line on the Melbourne West Coast or a crowd, please? What's that?
The crowd?
Yeah, I want the crowd.
At Marvel, I'll go...
Because you're on the money.
18.
18,000.
Is that
you
too
did
many?
18. I spoke to Adrian, he's a massive, goes to all games. He said 8.
Nah, they're going to get more than 8, won't they? There'll be a few West Coast supporters who just...
18. I reckon I'd take unders. You take overs or unders on that?
No, not over. I think 18 is what they'll get. That's my sort of inherent sort of just looking through the ticket sales that I have over the last 24 hours.
Very good. Let's get to the questions and comments, Skeeter. Yeah, at least you don't have to contend with the weather in there, right?
Nah, the lid's there.
Murphy Reed's draft year footy was seriously impressive. If you want to get in touch with us, by the way, you can send us an email. FootyCast at backchatstudios.com.au. You can put some comments on Instagram, shout out FootyCast, send us a DM, or you can have your thoughts below in the YouTube video. Murphy Reed's draft year footy was very impressive. Maybe it's an is. Very highly skilled and would have gone a lot higher in a less talented pool. Let's not forget that even Fremantle tried to trade up to grab Joe Berry. So had Reed overlooked at that point. The only knock on Reed was that he was a huge flight risk. After the Eagles took the local boy, Freo's decision was essentially made for them. I don't think drafting him was a masterstroke, but finding a position for him to thrive and then getting a contract extension signed is really where the tip of the cap comes. He has gone from flight risk to committing to play in WA beyond his draft years. Credit where credit's due. I don't know where the flight risk comes from other than him being from interstate. I spoke to him, I remember speaking to him with Fox, middle of the game. He played really well and chatted to him. He was just like, I love it here. I love Freo. I think he's living with Andy Brayshaw or Caleb Sarong, one of the boys.
Pretty handy.
He's just like, this is the best ever. Like I could just tell he couldn't love it anymore over here. So, look, some guys you get over here and they want to head home. Adam Cherra's probably one of those guys, high draft pick, and he always seemed like he was uncomfortable here. Mate, I could almost guarantee you the week that he stays forever. He loves it here.
So, in brief, like say in Victoria, a Melbourne City boy, more likely to have that fly home factor than a country boy.
Do we know? Where is he?
We've Reed. I was about to ask you the same question.
Tony? Yeah,
we'll find out exactly if you've got any country connections.
Please have a look. So that was from DR. DRB.
To be fair, the recruiting, you can go with all the right numbers, all the right data, and it still doesn't work out. So the recruiters get belted sometimes unfairly, but also...
It comes down to the player, mate.
Exactly. So, you need a bit of luck with your selections along the way.
Where you got him from, Tony?
He grew up in Victoria, but I don't know if it was
All right.
a city.
Find where he's from. Come on, get it done. Please have a look over the 2021 draft. This is a new one. The way it is tracking will go down as the greatest draft of all time. From the top heavy players at the top to quality late picks, only 3 and 3/4 through their careers. Is that right?
Yeah, talking about the big, Darcy, Dacos.
It's going to be something special. So pick 1, Jason Horne-Francis. Pick 2, Sam Darcy. Pick 3, Finn Callahan. Pick 4, Nick Dacos. I'll just keep going down the list. Mac Andrew, Josh Rochelle, Josh Ward, Jai Amos, Josh Gibcus, Neil Erasmus, Naziah Wanganeen Millera, Darcy Wilmot, premiership player, Kai Lohman, premiership player, Brady Hoff at pick 31, very good player, leadership potential, Paul Curtis to North Melbourne, very good player, Jake Saligo, gun midfielder for Adelaide. Like, he's their best midfielder at the moment. Marcus Windhager at 47, and Jace Burgoyne at pick 60.
Maybe WA, instead of playing State of Origin games, should play the 2001 draftees.
That's the 2021. They just made their own team. That's a ripping side. Good shout. That is a good side. I think as you go back in time, though, once you look through drafts, I think most of them have some pretty bloody good players. Like, I know that's high-end, top quality. Not many have missed there, to be honest.
No.
That's probably the big thing there. Right up to pick 11, not many have missed.
So when you think of it, was it 2021 as opposed to 2001?
2001.
2001's, we know about Judd, Ball, Hodge. It's in that sort of territory.
Yeah. I know ours was pretty good. Schofield at 50 was one that springs to mind. That was a good one. But I'll give you our top one. Bryce Gibbs at 1. Scott Gumbleton, probably a fail there. Lockie Hansen, probably a fail.
You probably just shouldn't have brought up that year.
Leuenberg,
compared to the other 2 years we talked about.
But then we had Travis Boak, captain.
Yeah, wonderful career.
Mitch Thorpe, thanks for coming. Joel Selwood at 7.
At 7.
Premiership Cameron. Ben Reid, premiership player. David Armitage, captain.
You're
at
a
St
bit
Kilda.
shy of the other 2 years, aren't you?
They got 3 captains in there.
No, but you just, okay. I can't argue. It's probably...
It's not that good, is it?
It's
Really?
not as... No, that's very good, but
No,
it's not as
actually.
good.
It's not very good at all. It's not very good at all. What I do see here, ladies and gentlemen, is not one academy pick and not one father-son. At pick 16, we then have 2 priority picks, one to Carlton, one to Essendon, and then round 2 starts at pick 19. That is
The good old days.
Yeah, correct. There was some bloody, Tyson Goldsack at 63,
Yeah.
Robbie Gray at 55.
Very handy.
Schofield as advertised.
But
number 50.
they're the sort of picks you love to get, whether it's yourself or Robbie
There
Gray
was someone
in the
deep,
50s.
Justin Westhoff, 71. He played almost.
The Hoff?
Yeah, he played over 200
That's,
games.
yeah, that's huge. I mean, even someone like, I didn't have a super career compared to others, but
Mate, yeah.
Matt Tabin, picked up as a rookie.
Tabs.
Like, all these sort of guys, I mean, they get smashed by the public and the media for not performing. They were taken in the draft at a very low level. So, yeah, some of those selections and some of those performances over the years have to be put into context on where they were drafted.
Right. Have you got where he's from, Tony?
Yeah, so he went to Caulfield Grammar School.
Yep.
Like St Kilda.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Caulfield
the
Grammar,
country.
Sandringham Dragons, South Melbourne District, South Metro Junior Football League. Very, very city. Very city.
That's a good get.
All right, we're done. We're talking too much shit. Skeeter, I'm going to take you down to an oval now, mate, and we're going to kick a goal. All right, you're going to kick a goal, and then it's all set. And I guarantee you, thanks to Homewise Solar, that you don't kick it. And I also, looking at the numbers, I reckon Skeeter does at least 3 soft tissue injuries, thanks to Aspect Accountants.
If I do an injury and my wife can't use my legs to cut stuff today, you're dead.
Good night.